Last time on MasterChef Canada,
You gotta start hustling.
the Wheel of Fortune sent the remaining home cooks into a tropical tailspin.
Come on.
And in the end, it was Chanel
I'm disappointed with the way this looks.
whose luck ran out. Tonight, the remaining 4 home cooks go back to the land's culinary beginnings
I'm just going to do my best not to mess this up.
in a historic battle for a spot in the top 3.
Josh,
I'm coming. Start pleading.
okay. I have never given up in my life, and now is not the time.
Top 3, it's do or die.
Someone's dream is ending today. Potentially might be you.
Peterborough, Ontario sits on the traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. Today, it's home to the Canadian Canoe Museum, the site of the top 4's next team challenge.
Walking into the Canoe Museum is nothing short of dazzling. Beautiful canoes suspended at different levels all throughout. I have no idea what's in store for us.
When I first started my journey here, I almost dreaded walking into the kitchen, not feeling like I was good enough. But now I actually feel like whatever it is, I can do it.
Today, we are at the beautiful Canadian Canoe Museum. And please welcome our guest, Joel White Duck Ringgit, an Algonquin Ojibwe chef who owns the restaurant Nish Dish in Toronto.
Ani, kwe. Welcome, everyone.
In the past weeks, you have proven that you can work with ingredients from all over this globe. But today, we want you to get back to the soil on which we stand by creating a meal using ingredients indigenous to this land.
At Nish Dish, we use a lot of game meats and local fish, but especially important are the 3 sisters, corn, beans, and squash. They are the original crop that was grown on this land. The teaching is that they are 3 inseparable sisters who only thrive and grow when they are together.
You'll be creating an elegant and innovative 3-course tasting menu. Each one of those courses must feature one of the 3 sisters. Corn for the first, beans for the second, and squash for your final course.
And you'll be cooking that meal for a group who know better than anyone how to create magic with those ingredients. Chef Joel and other luminaries from the world of First Nations cuisine.
This is a really special opportunity. People were eating food here long before this was Canada.
You'll have 2 hours and 15 minutes to plan and execute your 3 courses. And you'll have access to a satellite pantry featuring beautiful ingredients indigenous to this country. And that includes a very special gift Chef Joel has brought for you.
I brought you some mandamin, which means corn in our language, and it's the original corn strain of Indigenous people of Canada.
Chef Joel bringing the white corn is amazing. You know, it's an ingredient I've never had. It's super important to honor that ingredient and do it justice.
Andre, you had the best dish in the last Elimination Challenge. So you get to choose your team member, which means you're actually choosing both teams.
Oh, right.
Come on up here and get your apron.
Any advantage close to the finale of the competition is a huge upside.
Choose carefully, Andre, because the winning team today will earn an express ticket to the top 3. While the other 2 cooks will battle it out in a pressure test for the final spot. So, Andre, who is it gonna be and why?
I've never worked with this person before. She is so creative and I want to pick her brain. So I'm gonna have to go with Jennifer.
Good luck.
I feel mega excited to work with Andre. He is super creative, and I just feel like it's gonna be like an awesome mind meld.
Cryssi, Josh, that means you're the blue team. Please come and get your apron.
I feel like we're kind of the underdogs, Josh and I, but we can run with the big dogs. We can do this.
Claudio, Alvin, and I will be eating with the guests and listening to their feedback. But in the end, the 3 of us will decide the winner based on creativity, taste, presentation, and how well you've honored the 3 sisters.
Then Wamazik, good luck to all of you.
head to your kitchens because your time starts now!
We'll start down the stairs.
All right, let's get planning here. Okay, dude. Oh, look at this.
This pantry's super inspiring, as well as the three sisters. There's a lot of wild berries, a lot of mushrooms, beans that are like this long that I've never even seen before. There's definitely an amazing variety of ingredients to use today. Take some corn.
Okay, so I got these little guys. What worries me about the challenge is doing enough justice to these really special ingredients. Like, these are so delicate.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they'll be really yummy. I'm just going to do my best not to mess this up. Okay, ready to party?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about the teams. I'm sure it came as no surprise that Andre chose Jennifer.
We should start with a pemmican, like right out of the gate.
We can pair that with some bison.
Yes.
Jennifer is very imaginative. Almost everything she's created has a story.
I'll get started on the corn.
And I'm always thinking of new ideas and new techniques. So I think we could create something very special.
Okay, so let's do the corn chowder. I'll do a corn fritter with like a maple drizzle on the top, so that'll go on the side.
If there's any home cook in season 6 that is the most improved, I think it is Cryssi.
You good doing the soup, like getting the soup going, basically? Okay. I think the judges have a really good idea of who I am as a cook. Yes. They love my flavors. However, today I am a little bit worried about plating. Oh. I know that it's not Josh's strong suit, and it's not my strongest skill either. So Josh and I really have to step it up today.
We're making a pemmican-inspired corn and bison. Pemmican was an indigenous way of preserving food that you could take with you if you had to go out hunting for a very long time. It would be traditionally meat, dried berries, like nuts, often corn. So we're just really celebrating all of the ingredients that would have originally gone into something like that. Andre's gonna work on some bison later, and I'm working on the corn. Chef Joel has given us mandamin. It's a white corn, and I think tying it in with like the pemmican idea is really special.
So I'm working on our dessert right away. So right out the gates, I start making a squash cake before I can start the bison because I know that will take a while. It's all about time management. I need to get this cake done like yesterday.
You got this, bud.
I'm working on our corn chowder right now, so I'm getting as much corn as I can off of here.
I am working on a corn fritter that's gonna go with our soup. I'm using corn flour, corn meal.
It's gonna be amazing. In the last challenge, I almost went home. The end is so close. You know, we're down to 4 cooks now. It's definitely gonna be a tough game from here on out.
14 minutes.
I'm just gonna take off enough for the first couple steaks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just kind of trying to set things up for Andre because I know he's working really hard on getting that cake done.
How do you time this thing? I get the cake in the oven and start working on that meat. I have to make sure those steaks are perfectly cooked. And then I have to make a great pan sauce. Oh, beautiful. I've come a long way. Before this, I was working in the hospital, doing my regular routine, and now I'm top 4 in MasterChef Canada. Being here is making me realize that cooking is where I should be.
Okay, how are we doing?
I'm good. I'm chopping the squash for dessert. Just gonna get a head start on it.
Cryssi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Chef?
What are you making?
We're gonna do a corn chowder, and we're gonna have little corn fritters that go with it with a little bit of a maple drizzle.
So how are you gonna incorporate this beautiful white corn to your corn chowder?
It's gonna be the main, like, chunky components of the corn in the soup.
Have you ever had this corn before?
I have not.
It has that little note of smoke in it, which is really fascinating.
Yeah, it almost tastes like a tortilla.
So let me ask you, what is the dynamic like between yourself and Josh?
We're just sharing ideas back and forth. We're checking in with each other. I think we both feel really good about what we're doing.
You've got a lot to do. I'll leave you to it. Good luck.
Thank you, Chef. I'll be the first to admit, I used to underestimate Josh.
Give this a taste.
Okay. Okay, he does the meat and potatoes, whatever.
You get a hint of that smoke. You get a lot of corn.
But he knows food. He's passionate, and he can cook.
That tastes really good.
Wow, it smells delicious. Okay, describe your first course. What are you doing?
We're doing a pemmican-inspired bison and corn.
Nice. Have you ever cooked bison before?
Never, Chef.
Okay, feel that. What's that telling you right now? Feel that, feel that. That's well done. What's that? That's rare.
That's rare.
Okay?
So I gotta
Pay
be in the
attention
middle.
to your food.
Okay.
Even cut a little piece, look inside of it, take a peek, and see what's happening.
Thank you, Chef.
Okay, good luck.
How is it?
Oh, yeah, a little longer.
Little longer.
Yeah.
There's 5 minutes left. I gotta put it back in the pan and start basting some more, cutting it really close.
The chefs from the world of First Nations cuisine have arrived to enjoy their 3-course tasting menu.
Your panel this evening has many different Indigenous nations right at this table right here to talk about the food. Such a fantastic group of people, and I'm so honored to be here tonight with you.
Thank you. Delighted to have you with us.
Home stretch. Come on, flip over. There you go. These are taking forever to fry. Cook, cook, cook.
With 2 minutes remaining, both teams must now start plating their first course.
Oh, you know what? I have to make that sauce. Beef stock and wine? I realized I forgot to start making that sauce. So I throw some stock in and I start reducing it down. This dish is gonna be the judge's first impression. It's do or die. I need to make this sauce in under a minute.
The home cooks are honoring First Nations cuisine by making a tasting menu highlighting the 3 sisters. The first course will feature corn.
Oh, you know what? I have to make that sauce. Beef stock and wine? I need to make this sauce in under a minute. It's do or die.
Dude, I'm just gonna start getting some of this down, okay?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Beautiful, Josh. Beautiful, beautiful.
So far in this competition, Cryssi and I definitely aren't known as the top platers, but we can cook. There's so much on the line here. It has to be perfect.
I think we're gold. Tastes good. Okay, I'm gonna strain it off and I'm gonna pour it in.
Awesome.
This is such a huge privilege to cook for luminaries of Indigenous cuisine. I just really hope they like it.
Amazing job, Andre. Awesome job.
All right, round 1.
So what you have in front of you from the blue team is a corn chowder with smoked cheddar and corn fritter. And from the red team, a pemmican-inspired bison with corn. So please enjoy.
I am very, very impressed. These dishes look like they came from a professional kitchen.
The red team, the pemmican-inspired corn. I'm a huge fan of Iroquois white corn, and it's front and center. It was incredible.
I agree. On the red team, they've really done a good job with the white corn. You really do get the smokiness. Whereas I feel with the blue team's dish, the white corn is featured, but you don't quite get that from this particular dish.
The soup on the blue team, the flavor profile and the seasoning is a bit weak. I think it needs to be amped up in the actual flavor of corn, something to just give it another layer.
I think the red team, lots of flavors coming from the bison, but I would have preferred probably a little bit more rare.
Chef Wolfman, could you tell us your thoughts on the blue team's corn chowder?
The corn chowder reminds me of the soup that my mom would make. Very simple, but it tastes like home.
Now the corn fritter here, you can see that the outside's a little bit dark and the inside looks a bit chalky, but the flavor and the seasoning is very precise. It really hits all those notes.
Who doesn't love a good hot chowder and a corn fritter? Gorgeous.
Go, go, go.
Back in the kitchen, the home cooks are tackling their second course, this time featuring beans.
I'm thinking like nice long strips like this will do. So for the second course, we're gonna have a wild mushroom dusted venison medallion on a warm bean salad with a wild berry balsamic reduction. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Josh. We've got runner beans, we've got green beans, yellow wax beans. Let's use them all. I want these beans to be beautiful and mouth-watering. Okay, just a couple more of these guys and then we should be good.
All right, so I'm gonna grab the partridge.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna move on to the beans. For our second course, we're doing partridge in a nest of sour cherries and beans. We're hoping this plate tells a story of a partridge, you know, in its little nest. I like having stems on my beans. How do you feel about it?
I like them too. Keep it rustic, yeah?
Okay, cool. I like them all.
The bean is the main star, but the partridge is gonna accompany it. I gotta get these birds in ASAP. I gotta move fast with these partridges because I gotta get them roasted. So I do not have time to cut this bird up into little pieces. So I'm just basically chopping it straight down into halves.
Ooh, that's a nice sound.
This is my first time cooking venison tenderloin, but you know, being from the prairies, who doesn't like cooking meat? So I'm just gonna sear them at really high heat just to get a nice crust on them, take them off, and then rub it in a dried mushroom dust. And then I'm gonna finish it off in the oven.
Okay, Cryssi, what's happening?
Hello, Chef. I am preparing our warm bean salad that's gonna go with our venison.
Okay, how are you gonna make these beans sing?
I'm gonna use some maple syrup. We're gonna
Okay.
use some vinegar.
Well, that's very Canadian. I love maple syrup.
All right.
Now, Josh, you only got 13 minutes left. What cook do you want on this?
Medium rare.
You need the time to cook the venison.
Yeah.
And also, you need time to what?
Rest it, Chef.
That's right.
Yep.
13 minutes left.
Thank you, Chef. I appreciate it. It's definitely gonna come down to the wire.
I'm going to literally treat these beans as though they're like a steak and like butter baste them.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
The treatment we're giving to the beans is to butter baste them to really kind of bring out their more like earthy elements.
I like them whole, man.
Yeah, no, I like them too. I love the great outdoors. One of my fondest early food memories is fishing with my dad. He passed away when I was 20. Being here and using all these really special ingredients and just seeing how far I've come, he would have loved this.
4 minutes! You only have 4 more minutes left. Josh.
Yes, Chef.
How's the venison doing? Come on, you gotta rest it.
I don't want to pull them out until they're exactly perfect, and I know it's not exactly there yet. Just a little underwear on it.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm coming. Start plating.
Okay. We are running out of time, but we cannot serve these guests and these judges undercooked venison. It has to be just right.
Okay, I'm gonna pull these out in like a minute, okay? It's almost there, so I'm just praying that this works out for me.
Josh, how's the venison doing? Come on, you gotta rest it.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm coming. Start plating.
Okay.
With 3 minutes remaining on their second course, temperatures are rising as the blue team hopes to serve their venison on time.
We gotta start slicing.
Yeah. Trying to give it as much time as possible to rest, but at this point I have no more time. We gotta get this meat cut and get it on the plate. It has to go. I gotta just do the sauce part.
Okay.
I got the rest of it.
Oh, do they look good?
We got this. I've never cooked a partridge before. I definitely do not want to let my team down.
Thanks very much, you guys.
Woo!
So the second course from the red team is roasted partridge with sour cherry gastrique and a bean nest. From the blue team, we have venison medallions, 3-bean salad, and pickled cinnamon cap mushrooms. Let's dig in, shall we? I think on the red team, just feels a little bit more sort of rustic and homey and simple. Counter to that, the blue team, I think there's some elegance to the plating.
I like the balance of this dish. You have the bean, still has this crunch. The berries provide the acidity, so one working with the other. Now, the venison is slightly overcooked, but still, for me, it's not bad.
On the red team, the partridge is delicious, lots of great flavor. The beans, however, you can see that they weren't cleaned properly, which is a problem.
For the red team, when I think of Indigenous hospitality, Indigenous food, I think very approachable. This is how we would eat it, right here. But the beans could use a little bit of work.
For the beans to be a featured ingredient, I think Blue Team really did a great job. I had to cut off the ends of my beans to eat them off of the red team.
Thank you for the feedback.
Last push, last round. It's all sweet stuff. We got this.
So with this third course, we have a squash cake with a tempered chocolate bark on the side. And we're gonna finish it off with some juniper pastry cream.
Way to already have the cake done, dude.
Yep.
We start big. Andre has the cake already done. I'm gonna get started on the juniper pastry cream. Andre's gonna start making some chocolate bark.
So I'm using a brush so I can get the bark lines onto the chocolate. We're still sticking with the outdoors theme, and I want this chocolate to look like tree bark. This is the third and final course. Everything has to be perfect. We gotta get this cooled down quick.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Baking powder, baking powder. Where's the baking powder? The idea for this third course is to really celebrate the squash. So we're gonna do kind of like a play on a bread pudding using bannock. There's nothing better than a hot piece of bannock. Bannock is a quick bread that's very simple to make. It's pretty much flour, baking powder, and water. Ready for this? See how this goes. Bannock is perfectly done when it's nice and golden brown on the outside.
Oh, that looks gorgeous, Josh. I'm responsible for squash, and more squash. So squash puree, caramelized butternut squash. Also a whipped cream with some birch syrup, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Yes, that's perfect. I want to eat this. I really want to eat this dessert. Oh my God. That is so good.
Oh, this cake is nice.
I'm gonna follow you with the pastry cream, okay?
Perfect.
I'm mega proud of us. We had such a joy of a time cooking together, and I think that really showed in our food and on the plates. I'm gonna follow you this way, okay?
I'd be extremely devastated if we lose this one.
Okay, so just over top, like that.
Perfect. These are so nice, Josh. Oh my God.
I feel like this challenge has been perfect to show that I can be delicate and plate well, and also that, hey, I deserve to be here, and I'm a force to be reckoned with, too. You thought these big hands would be using flowers, right? All right, thank you, guys. Yes. Good job, guys. Good luck tomorrow on the pressure test, red team. Boom, mic drop, I'm out.
So let's get on to the third course. From the red team, we have a birch and squash cake with tempered chocolate bark, candied squash, and juniper pastry cream. And from the blue team, a deconstructed bannock bread pudding with a squash mousse and candied squash.
Well, let's dig in.
What I first of all notice is the plating styles have flipped. The red team has gone with a more sophisticated plating, whereas I felt their bean course was much more rustic. On the blue team, plating is much more sort of homey and simple.
Visually, these are probably my favorite plates.
The blue team's plate, the squash in the puree, you can taste it. Candy squash, also a nice touch. I love the texture from the bannock. I just love the complexity.
The red team, at first I thought, gee, the cake might look a little on the dry side, but oh no, it was beautiful and moist. The flavors of this slightly bitterness from the chocolate was just absolutely wonderful.
I agree. I like the chocolate with the squash, something I never really thought would go. I'm really liking this.
Chef Mandy, what are your comments on the third course?
I don't know which one I like better. They did a good job on both of them.
You know, you're all our guests today, and I'm very proud. I think that they have really risen to a new level in the kitchen tonight, and you can see it with these two desserts, both extraordinary.
I think we can all agree that was a terrific meal. Now let me introduce you to the talented home cooks who made it. I know I speak for all of us in saying that it has been a true honor cooking a meal for you tonight with these very special ingredients.
Now, the home cooks are probably eager to find out which team wins this challenge.
Yes, Chef.
But we're not announcing it until tomorrow, back at the MasterChef Canada kitchen.
In the meantime, why don't you come and meet the guests that you just cooked for?
You know, it's a table of all chefs.
Wow.
Everyone's a chef?
We're home cooks, like we're rookies, and these are like luminaries of Indigenous cuisine who just ate our food.
See, great job.
Thank you.
I'm just so grateful.
Thank you.
It's the day after the team challenge, and the home cooks return to find out who will face the pressure test.
Walking into the MasterChef Canada kitchen today, I'm very nervous. I don't want to be cooking for my life.
I literally have no clue what's going to happen.
We really cooked our butts off yesterday. We shouldn't be in a pressure test at all.
Welcome back, home cooks.
Yesterday, the results for both teams were truly amazing.
But we still have to pick a winner, and that winning team will go straight to the top 3. While the losing team faces a pressure test to determine which home cook gets the final spot.
Both teams presented strong dishes, but one of the two stood a little bit ahead with their sophisticated plating and by impressing everyone at the table with how well they honored those ingredients.
The team that earns a pass to the top 3 is... The team that earns a pass to the top 3 is... the red team.
We just put so much care into that meal. I'm just so grateful that they liked what we did.
Andre and Jennifer, head up to the gallery.
Okay. Thank you. Good job, guys.
I feel extremely grateful to make it this far, and we're automatically top 3. Oh my gosh.
Crissy and Josh, you will be on opposite sides in the most challenging pressure test of the season. Now, please put on your black aprons.
I hate putting the black apron on.
Good luck.
Thank you, Chef.
Josh, also good luck.
Thank you, Chef.
It's a 50-50 chance. It just takes one mistake and you're the one going home.
Someone's dream is ending today. Definitely makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up because it potentially might be you.
This next replication challenge will require precision and a delicate hand. Today, you'll be making a chocolate sphere.
Crap.
A pristine globe of perfectly tempered dark chocolate. This isn't just a dessert. It is a work of art, and it's much more complex than it appears.
This perfect chocolate ball, shiny, sparkling, and you want these hands to make something that pretty and delicate?
You might want to get a little closer.
My stomach is just knots. I bake, but creating this perfect glossy orb is so far out of my comfort zone.
What you see now is about to disappear.
Chef Michael begins pouring a bubbling hot caramel sauce over the chocolate orb.
It's really mesmerizing just watching it melt and fall apart like that.
Inside that dome is a whole different marvel. A pistachio cake surrounded by honeycomb and topped with bruléed figs.
Have a taste?
There's so many elements going into this thing. This is just gonna be crazy.
Okay, now please go to your stations.
This is the hardest pressure test ever. I really, really have to pull out all the stops.
Crissy's strengths are, baking. It's something that comes naturally to her. She's definitely one of the worst people to be in the challenge against.
You only have 70 minutes to replicate this intensely difficult dessert. And we are expecting perfection in taste and presentation.
The cook with the weaker dish will see the MasterChef Canada marathon and just short of the finish line.
I have to make it past this pressure test. I can't go home now.
Home cooks, are you ready?
Yes, Chef.
Your 70 minutes starts now.
Let's go, guys. You got this, guys. Just one thing at a time.
Talk about going from one extreme to another. In the last challenge, Crissy and Josh were team members. Now they're adversaries.
So the first thing they have to do is temper the chocolate. The reason we temper chocolate is so that they can work with it and it'll hold that spherical shape. They need to bring it up to a temperature of about 114 degrees.
Come on.
If you overheat it, it could split and become very, very grainy.
To me, baking is like rocket science. Very measured and precise. There's so many things that could go wrong.
You're about 10 minutes in, guys.
Thank you. The chocolate will take a little bit of time to melt. So in the meantime, I'm gonna start my cake.
The next step is a pistachio cake.
And what I'm looking for is a light, fluffy genoise sponge cake.
I'm trying to get that cake in the oven, so I'm just sifting the flour and then I can bring it all together. I've baked so many cakes. I know that this is something I could kind of do with my eyes closed almost.
Good job, Crissy. Way to get that in.
Breathe. This pressure test is my worst nightmare. But my wife told me before I got here just to take a deep breath and settle my hands and my heart. It's super important to have that little voice in my head saying, you can do it.
How's it looking, Josh?
It's looking fluffy, just like my beard.
45 minutes. You only have 45 minutes left.
Good job, Crissy.
I pulled my chocolate off the heat.
This is the tricky part happening now.
Still too hot. I have to make sure it's at the proper temperature.
Josh is checking the temperature on his chocolate now.
Trying to get it to 88, 89. Now I'm putting handfuls of cold chocolate into it to bring that temperature down. So close.
This is definitely the most precise and exact challenge we have ever given to home cooks.
we're good. Perfect. I'm good to go. All right.
What they're going to do is take that tempered chocolate, pour it into those molds.
All right, baby, come on.
They shake them so there's an even coating of chocolate inside.
Even professional chefs often make mistakes with the chocolate spheres.
Come on, come on, come on.
Come on, baby, come on, baby. I'm trying to coat every part of this ball. Come on. I'm shaking it like a maniac right now. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Come on. Come on.
It's good. Finally, I get it to a point where I like it. I sprint to the kitchen, put it in the fridge to cool off.
Josh has finished his sphere.
Let's go, Josh. Way to move, bud.
35 minutes, you're halfway through this challenge.
Her sphere is not working.
I'm realizing that my chocolate has cooled down too much. It's not spreading inside the sphere. It's starting to set as I'm moving it around. Why?
Crissy is in deep water right now.
All that's going through my head is, you're done. You're done.
It's Crissy versus Josh in a chocolate sphere showdown for the last remaining spot in the top 3.
Oh, come on.
But at the halfway point, Crissy is at a chilly crossroads.
My chocolate has cooled down too much. Why? I have so much at stake right now. Oh, I've given up so much at this point that going home, it would just be heartbreaking.
It's okay, Crissy. It's okay. It's okay, bud.
But I have never given up in my life, and now is not the time.
Shake it off, bud.
Come on.
I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna finish this challenge.
Yes, Crissy.
Crissy has pulled a balloon out as her second option for the chocolate sphere.
At this point, man, I gotta try anything.
That's something we've seen in Crissy over and over again. She does not give up. She will not throw the towel in.
She wants that title bad.
I know it's not gonna be pretty, but I'm not going down without a fight.
25 minutes. You only have 25 minutes left.
You're doing awesome, you guys.
Remember, it's not just about the sphere. They still have to make the sponge toffee and brulee that fig.
And the hot caramel sauce that's going to melt that chocolate sphere.
Come on, damn you. I've already, done my cake, did my chocolate sphere, so now I'm just working on all the garnishes.
I think he's doing his toffee sponge right now with that baking powder and sugar.
Come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby.
It's a little pale.
Yeah.
Josh's sponge that he's made is not working out. It's too light.
I have to do that one over again.
He did not allow it to actually get caramelized and get that beautiful depth of flavor.
With 15 minutes left, I combine all the ingredients again and start from scratch. Okay, so let's do this.
I'm cutting it very close at this point.
Way to keep hanging in there.
I'm basically trying to get 10 things done at once. I need to move.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
These home cooks barely have time to think.
I take my cake out of the oven, and it worked.
Crissy's cake looks spectacular.
I'm not ready to go home. I've given up too much, and I've fought too hard.
10 minutes. Only 10 more minutes left.
It is the final 10 minutes for one of these home cooks tonight.
Josh's second batch of sponge toffee is out.
Oh, Josh, that looks good, bud.
Looking at my second batch of sponge toffee, it looks way better than the first time. Now I'm starting to assemble everything on this plate. Okay.
You got this, Josh. Yes, bud.
Shaking like a leaf right now.
All right. It's ugly, but it's a dome.
5 minutes. You only have 5 minutes left.
They have to get those chocolates out now.
Yeah.
5 minutes left, and now I'm messing around with my globe. I'm starting to turn it. I'm trying to pry it open very nicely and gently.
You have to have very steady hands.
Now I'm kind of holding my breath.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that.
Look, but he still has one half to release.
Yes, Joshy.
You got it?
Oh, baby, yes.
Oh. Wow. You're giving me goosebumps, man.
Good job, Josh.
Good job, Josh.
This is risky now. She's got to try and get that balloon unstuck from the edge of the chocolate and then remove it from that sphere without damaging it.
There you go.
Awesome, Crissy. Let's go, Crissy.
And I made a hole.
There you go, Crissy.
If everything else on the plate is great, maybe, just maybe, I can get away with my lumpy, ugly sphere.
1 minute. Remember, everything has to be out in 1 minute. Come on, 1 minute.
Come on,
Don't
guys.
forget the caramel sauce. 1 minute.
Guys, you make sure you get every component on the plate.
Okay, come on.
Here goes Josh. He's motoring through it.
Come on, paintbrush.
The title is so close they can taste it right now.
Come on, guys.
10, 9, 8,
Let's go.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
Hot damn, that was amazing. Wow.
I'm really proud of you. Good job.
Hi there, Josh.
Chef?
That was an amazing challenge to watch. How did you feel when you finally had those molds release from the chocolate?
Definitely happy that it came out in one piece.
Well, the tempering of the chocolate, I think, was pretty decent because it has that nice, lustrous shine to it. Now, the moment of truth. This dessert needs to reveal what lies beneath it. It has to be that perfect thickness in order for that magic to happen.
Yes.
Right on cue. A real showpiece. I want to try a little of that sponge toffee. In my mind, nothing wrong with the taste. I would just like to have seen it a little bit more fluffed up. But I appreciate the fact that you did it twice to try and perfect it. Good luck.
Hey, Josh.
Chef?
The outside, it's important, but that's only the face. The inside, that's also very important, right? So, how's your inside? The cake, just a little bit dry. But I love figs. You did a great job cooking them. The butter, the seasoning, it just adds an extra goodness into this dessert. Were you surprised you're able to pull this off?
Yeah, Chef, you know, being a big guy, not used to little dainty things like that. I was a little worried I'd manhandle it too much, but I was super happy to get it all together for you.
Well, very nicely done.
Thanks, Chef.
Crissy,
Hello, Chef.
you wear your emotions on your sleeve. I can see it.
A little bit.
So, Crissy, you did not hit the mark because this was a replication challenge.
Yes.
It's not perfect, but this was not easy what we asked you to do. Let's see what happens. There are a lot of opportunities within this sphere for you to really shine. Look at that, Crissy. That's beautiful. Very inviting. That cake is perfection. It is perfectly made. You hit all of those notes. Beautiful.
Hi there, Crissy.
Hello, Chef.
Obviously, the chocolate dome, you got it done, not without its flaws.
Yeah.
The tempering wasn't quite right, but you never gave up.
Nope.
Let's try the sponge toffee. Has great structure. Taste is very good. In my opinion, textbook.
Thank you, Chef.
Figs cut through the richness of the sweetness of this dessert. It certainly wasn't perfect on the outside, but it was pretty on the inside. Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
Oh, what a challenge. The decision is tough.
I know I didn't replicate properly, but the other elements, they might be my saving grace.
We really have to consider the dessert as a whole.
I have come so far. It means so much to be here, but it definitely means more to stay here.
Then we have our answer.
We do.
We gave you your toughest challenge yet. And the chocolate spheres that you delivered were extremely impressive.
But there can only be one winner. And tonight, one home cook earned that win by overcoming their own doubts and mastering a dish miles out of their comfort zone.
And that home cook is... Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Please head up to the gallery. I'm proud of you.
We started with thousands of people, then it was down to 18, and then it was down to 12. And now it's just 3. This guy from Saskatchewan, top 3.
Cryssi, MasterChef Canada is a long way away from your mother's kitchen in Thunder Bay. But it seems to have provided you with the same sense of inspiration and belonging. No matter what we threw at you, you delivered. The kitchen is clearly where you belong, and we can't wait to see what you'll do next. Now come on up here and say goodbye.
I made it to the top 4.
Cryssi.
It still seems like a dream. I've done things I never thought I could do.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much. I've worked with ingredients I've never seen or heard of.
First time you made it, eh?
Yes,
I don't believe you. You got the taste spot on.
I've met people I never would have met. And I've learned a lot about myself. Hugs, big sweaty hugs.
Cryssi, before you leave, who up there is going to be Canada's next Master Chef?
I'm gonna say Andre. He's the quiet one, you know? You gotta watch out for him. No pressure.
Cryssi, thank you. Please leave your apron at your station.
Thank you.
Good job, Cryssi.
I have let way too many hopes and dreams go by the wayside. No more settling. No more. It's my turn.
Next time, an Olympic champion.
Tessa Virtue!
Hi, everyone.
Wow. Inspires the top 3 to go for gold
With just 3 left, everything's on the line.
and elevate their presentation to new heights
Doesn't get much better than that.
in a fiery semifinal.
Top 3 means serious business.
I can feel it, like my fingertips are touching the trophy.
We're so close to the end.
I don't want to go home.
That will determine who will make it to the MasterChef Canada finale.